All right, so you're prepping for a fish preparation operator interview and want to really knock it out of the park.
Make a splash, you could say.
Yeah, exactly. And we're diving deep into some role catcher resources today to help you do just that. We've got their career guides, sample interview questions, and even some insights into how AI can give you an edge.
It's a competitive field for sure, so anything that can help you stand out is a huge plus.
For sure. And that's where RoleCatcher's AI comes in. It analyzes job descriptions and helps you tailor your resume and applications to make sure you're not just another face in the crowd.
Like it's reading the employer's mind almost, giving you the inside scoop on what they're really looking for.
Exactly. So let's dive into some common interview questions that you might encounter. One that pops up a lot is, can you tell us about your experience working with various fish species? Seems pretty straightforward, but what are they really trying to gauge here?
They want to know if you've got the chops. Have you actually worked with different kinds of fish? Do you understand their unique characteristics? Like filleting a flatfish is a whole different ball game compared to a round fish, right?
So it's not just about rattling off a list of fish names.
Nope. It's about showing you understand the nuances, the little things that make each species unique. And that's where RoleCatcher's AI can be a game changer. It can actually pinpoint the specific species mentioned in the job description.
Oh, wow. So you can tailor your answer to be super relevant.
Exactly. Relevance is key.
That's such a good tip.
Yeah.
Now, another one they might throw at you is, how do you ensure the fish is safe to consume and meets quality standards? This is all about food safety, right?
100%. This is where you got to bring out the big guns, your knowledge of HACCP.
HACCP.
Hazard analysis and critical control points. You know all about hygiene practices, how to spot signs of spoilage, all those critical details that make sure the fish is safe to eat.
So you can't just say, I'm good at keeping things clean.
You got to paint them a picture. Describe your cleaning routine step by step, how you inspect each fish, and any extra precautions you take to guarantee top-notch quality. Oh. And don't forget to mention any relevant certifications you have, like a food safety certification. Instant credibility boost.
Proof you know your stuff. They might even follow up with something like, what would you do if you noticed a colleague not following proper hygiene procedures? That one's a bit trickier, huh?
It can be, but it's also a golden opportunity to show you're a team player who prioritizes safety above all else. So emphasize your commitment to following protocol and your ability to address issues professionally.
So don't just stand there and watch.
Right. And you know what's cool? RoleCatcher actually provides sample responses for these kinds of situational questions. They've got you covered.
Like a secret weapon in your back pocket. Okay, let's get into some of the more hands-on stuff. Classic questions. Can you explain how you scale a fish? They're looking for specifics here, right?
Absolutely. This is your time to shine. Walk them through the process step by step. Mention the tools you use, your technique for holding the fish, and any safety precautions you take. You want to be crystal clear.
Like you're teaching someone who's never even seen a fish before.
Exactly. And if you've got any little tricks up your sleeve, things that show you're a pro, don't hold back.
Little nuggets of wisdom.
Yes, they'll appreciate that you're going the extra mile.
Showcasing that expertise. Now, a follow-up they might ask is, have you ever had to adapt your scaling technique for a particularly challenging fish? That's where your experience really comes in handy.
It does. Share a specific story that highlights your problem-solving skills, your ability to think on your feet. Maybe you had to use a different tool or adjust your grip for a super bony or slippery fish.
Those details make all the difference. Show them you're not just following a script, you're a skilled professional who can handle anything.
That's the ticket. And guess what? RoleCatcher can actually help you identify those specific challenges mentioned in the job description so you can tailor your answer perfectly.
It's like having a personalized cheat sheet for the interview. Okay, moving on to another skill-based question. How do you fillet a fish? Now we're talking knife skills.
Absolutely. But it's more than just being quick with a knife. It's about precision and attention to detail. So describe your method for removing the head and tail, making that initial cut, and carefully separating the flesh from the bones. Emphasize your commitment to quality and minimizing waste.
Respect for the fish.
That's right. And you can even mention any special techniques you use or your favorite filleting knife. You know, show off your knowledge a little.
Yeah, a little bragging is okay here.
Yeah.
Now they might follow up with, how do you ensure you're getting the most yield from each fillet? This is where they really test your knowledge.
For sure. They want to know if you understand the importance of efficiency and minimizing waste. So talk about your technique for removing the fillet cleanly and leaving as little meat on the bone as possible. You could even mention any innovative things you've tried to improve yield, like using the bones for stock or the scraps for fish cakes.
Oh, that's smart. Resourceful.
Right. And it shows you're thinking beyond the immediate task and considering the bigger picture sustainability resource management.
Definitely something employers care about.
Mm.
Okay, so far we've tackled questions about experience, safety practices, and technical skills. Let's shift gears a bit and talk about customer service. A common one in retail settings is, how do you ensure you are following the correct portion sizes when cutting the fish? Accuracy is key here, right?
You bet. Customers want consistency, and you don't want to mess up the inventory. So explain how you measure the fish, whether you use a scale, a ruler, or just your expert eye. Highlight your precision and your ability to meet those specific requirements.
So no winging it.
Nope. You got to have a system in place to ensure accuracy every time. And you know what's a nice touch? Mentioning a time when you got positive feedback for your consistently accurate portions.
Oh yeah, that's a great way to show you're the real deal.
Exactly. Now, they might follow up with something like, how would you handle a customer requesting a specific portion size that's not on the menu? That one takes a little finesse.
A delicate dance between keeping the customer happy and sticking to the rules.
Exactly. You want to show you can balance those two things. So explain how you'd politely explain the standard offerings and maybe offer some alternatives, like combining two smaller portions or cutting a bigger piece in half.
Finding that win-win solution.
Exactly. All right, let's tackle a question that can sometimes throw people off. How do you handle a customer complaint about the fish? This one's all about those people skills. It is. The interviewer wants to see how you handle those tricky situations. They're looking for someone who's calm, empathetic, and solution-oriented.
So no getting defensive or passing the buck.
Nope. You want to lay out your process for listening to the complaint, acknowledging their concerns, offering a sincere apology. Then you describe how you'd investigate the issue and offer a resolution.
Taking ownership and making things right.
Exactly. And it always helps to have a specific example of a time when you successfully resolved a customer complaint. Shows you've got the experience and the skills to handle it.
Turning that frown upside down.
You got it. And hey, guess what? RoleCatcher can provide sample scenarios and responses to help you practice for those kinds of tough situations.
Like having a personal coach right there with you.
Yeah.
Okay, we've covered a ton of ground in this first part. Experience, safety practices, technical skills, and even customer service.
It really is amazing, isn't it? Like, RoleCatcher has this massive database of job descriptions and can pull out these super specific insights.
It's a game changer for sure. But you still got to bring your A game to the interview table.
Yeah, definitely. No robot can replace a good old-fashioned human connection.
Right. So let's jump back into those interview questions.
Yeah.
One that often comes up is, can you tell us about a time when you had to work under pressure to meet a deadline? They want to see how you handle stress right.
Yep. This is your chance to show them you can stay cool, prioritize tasks, and deliver even when the heat is on.
So think of a specific example where you were up against the clock.
Exactly. Maybe you had to prep a huge order for a busy dinner rush or deal with a last-minute change. Describe this situation, the challenges you faced, and the steps you took to get everything done on time.
Paint that picture for them.
And don't forget to highlight the outcome. Did you exceed expectations? Did you get any kudos for your work? Those little details add weight to your story.
It's all about showing, not just telling. Now, they might follow up with something like, what did you learn from that experience that you could apply to this role?
Ooh, good one. This is where you connect the dots for them. Highlight the skills you developed or the lessons you learned that directly relate to being a fish preparation operator.
Like maybe you learned the importance of teamwork or time management or staying focused under pressure.
Exactly. It shows you're someone who takes their work seriously and is always looking to improve. Okay, let's tackle another question that often pops up. Can you tell us about a time when you had to learn a new skill or technique quickly? This is all about being adaptable, isn't it?
Yeah, they want to see if you're a quick learner and if you're open to expanding your skill set.
So pick an example that really showcases that. Maybe you had to master a new filleting technique for a particular fish, or figure out how to use a new piece of equipment. Explain how you approached the challenge and what steps you took to learn quickly.
And highlight the resources you used. Did you do some research? Did you ask a colleague for help?
It all shows you're resourceful and proactive. And a likely follow-up question could be, how do you approach learning new things in general?
This is where you get to talk about your learning style. Are you a hands-on learner? Do you like to read manuals?
Exactly. And emphasize that you're always eager to learn new things and embrace new challenges. Employers love that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's zoom out a bit and talk about the bigger picture. Your career as a fish preparation operator.
Where can this job take you? What are the possibilities?
Well, the RoleCatcher Career Guide actually outlines some really interesting paths you can take. For example, with experience, you could move into management roles where you're supervising other operators and overseeing the whole production process.
So start with those hands-on skills and then work your way up to leadership. That makes sense.
Right. And for those who are feeling extra ambitious, there's always the option of starting your own seafood business.
Wow, from prepping fish to running your own shop. That's pretty cool. But I imagine it takes a lot more than just knowing how to fillet a fish.
You got that right. You'd need a solid understanding of business management, marketing, finance, customer service, the whole shebang. The career guide actually emphasizes the importance of networking and building relationships within the industry.
It's about being a savvy entrepreneur, not just a fish expert.
Exactly. And that's where RoleCatcher comes in handy again. Their platform offers a ton of resources on career development, business planning, and even networking opportunities. It's like having a personal mentor guiding you along the way.
It's amazing how technology can support our career growth these days.
Hmm.
But let's not forget the human element here. You're the one who's going to be sitting in that interview chair. What are some of those intangible qualities that make someone truly shine as a fish preparation operator?
Passion. You gotta love what you do, and that passion will shine through. The career guide even mentions it right in the introduction. If you genuinely enjoy working with seafood, that enthusiasm is contagious.
People can sense that energy, you
Oh,
know?
yeah.
It makes them want to be part of it.
Absolutely. And another key ingredient is a strong work ethic. Fish prep can be demanding. It requires stamina, dexterity, attention to detail. You got to be willing to put in the work.
And of course, we can't forget about hygiene and food safety. Those are non-negotiables in this industry.
You're absolutely right. Maintaining a clean and sanitized work area is crucial, especially when you're dealing with perishable goods. It shows you're professional and that you understand the importance of food safety.
Okay, so we've talked about career paths and personal qualities. Now let's get back to those interview questions. Here's one that sometimes throws people off. How do you prioritize your tasks when there are multiple things that need to be completed? This is about juggling responsibilities, right?
Exactly. They want to see how you handle a busy workload. So describe your approach to prioritization. Do you make to-do lists? Use any time management apps? Break down big tasks into smaller chunks?
Being organized and proactive is key.
Absolutely. Now here's another question that gets to the heart of the job. How do you maintain a clean and organized workspace? Back to those all-important hygiene and safety protocols.
Right. This is your chance to show them you take cleanliness seriously.
So go into detail about your cleaning routine and how you follow industry standards. Mention specific techniques you use, like color-coded cutting boards to prevent cross-contamination or a designated area for sanitizing your tools. It really highlights the attention to detail, doesn't it? Like even something as simple as keeping your workspace tidy can tell you a lot about a person.
It all adds up, right? From how you handle the fish to how you maintain your tools. It's all part of being a professional.
Exactly. And that brings us to the core of what makes a truly exceptional fish preparation operator. It's that blend of technical skills and personal qualities.
Okay, so we've talked about the what and the how. Now let's talk about the who. What kind of person really thrives in this role?
That's a great question because beyond the skills and the experience we've discussed, there's something else that makes a real difference. Those intangible qualities.
What do you mean by intangibles?
Imagine this. You have two candidates with identical resumes, both skilled in filleting and scaling, both knowledgeable about food safety. But one candidate walks in with this positive energy, a genuine passion for seafood, and a willingness to go above and beyond. That's the candidate who's going to leave a lasting impression.
It's that spark, that extra something that makes them stand out.
You got it. And it's not something you can teach. It's about having that natural curiosity, a desire to learn and grow, and a true love for the work.
So what does this all mean for our listeners who are gearing up for their fish preparation operator interview?
Don't just recite your resume. Let your personality shine through. Talk about your passion for seafood, what excites you about this job. And don't be afraid to ask questions. It shows you're engaged and eager to learn.
Show them you're not just looking for any job. You're looking to be a part of something special.
Absolutely. And remember, even if you don't have years of experience under your belt, your enthusiasm and willingness to learn can be just as valuable.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, remember, you've got the knowledge, you've got the tools, and most importantly, you've got the passion. Now go out there and ace that interview. But before you do, one final thought to ponder. Beyond the technical skills and the regulations, what does it mean to truly respect the fish you're working with? How can you bring that reverence to your work? Think about that, and you'll not only impress the interviewer, you'll set yourself apart as someone who truly understands the art of fish preparation.